Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are picking up, well, pretty much where I was at the conclusion of the last stream. If you recall the conclusion of last week, we had just brought up Jebediah and Bill to our continually expanding Kerbal station. They came up in this little ship here, which is also going to act as a lifeboat for them. Also attached to the station is the Nerve one, which is my Kerbal system runabout. Has, I don't know, like 2.5 kilometers per second of delta V, so it's capable of getting itself to the moon and back, capable of going to Mimas and back, and some other things as well, because its first mission was actually to get out to an orbit out past the moon to fix a satellite. Also aboard here is a whole ton of liquid fuel. We're going to use that to fill the Nerve one and eventually get ourselves to what our real goal is for today, which is to build a station around the moon. I do have a contract. Maybe I can bring up my contracts. This will be the motivating contract for the next 2 or 3 streams, I think, but is to, where it is, build a new surface outpost on the moon. And this has got to be one on the surface, but what I want to do, build that on the surface, probably have it harvesting resources or something like that. I haven't quite figured that much out yet. But also to have a station that this thing can travel to, because this thing is incapable of landing, at least not easily. Probably could, well, whatever. It's not going to do any landing on the moon, so that on Moon Station will be a lander, which will then transport down to some eventual base that will be down there as well. The whole idea of this sort of last group of streams and the next group of streams is really to create a kind of infrastructure in and around Kerbal so that I don't have to keep rebuilding ships over and over and over again. All of these ships are designed to be reusable. Well, this one isn't, but you know, ships like this one's designed to be reusable. The lander that will be on Moon Station will be reusable. And that kind of stuff, and really bring down the cost. That's sort of the idea. I did want to show people, and this is the reason why I'm starting with this, is I continued working on the station using EVA construction to help improve it. I put some extra struts down here towards the bottom because this part was really wobbling, though, as many people pointed out to me, and what I finally realized towards the end of the stream, it was wobbling because I had reaction wheels that were still toggled on these ships, and they were causing the whole thing to wobble because there's reaction wheels up here too, and yeah, that doesn't go very well. So it's always good to just be on a single set of reaction wheels, hopefully on the core part of the station. But I did strut up sort of this whole section a little bit better. This is just connected by a 0.625 meter docking port here. And I took some of those extra struts and moved them down here. I took some extra lights. Where did I put? I put some extra lights kind of all over the place. I think there were a whole pile of sets of lights here, so I took them off, lighting up this middle section. Oh, I put them up here. No, those are always there. Maybe it is the ones I put here. You know, and also moved all the cargo inside inside here as well. So I think it is a better station. But anyway, what I want to do is get myself to the Space Center and build myself a station for the moon. Hello there, Maxim. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. And for those people that are new to this series, this is my, what I call my Beautified stock live stream. All the parts, all the gameplay are stock. I've just added some mods to kind of dress it up a bit, I guess is really what it is. And I'm going to go into, because this is where I like to build my space stations, I'm going to go into the spaceplane hangar. That's what I'm going to go into, because I like to be able to move laterally sideways. So I don't have a contract for this, so I'm actually free to construct this thing any way I like. So I'm going to start with, let's start again. We'll start with the smaller, this guy here. Let's put on some reaction wheels. And again, although I did make a thumbnail that I'm sure people noticed, the thumbnail's just kind of the sketch of a plan. I don't have a super duper deluxe plan. And we're gonna have to put on some space for our Kerbals to live on. So I was just thinking of a hab module like that. I think I'll also put on Is it in this section? No, it's in this section. The science lab. I have completely finished off the tech tree, but I do have a, what do you call it? In the administration building, whatever. I'm getting mixed. I was going to call them a strategy, but that's what the strategium mod calls them. I was going to call it a program because that's what the RP1 calls them, and I've completely forgotten what the stock game calls them, but I think you know what I mean. But I do have something there that's converting science to cash, so I think it's still worth my while to generate science. So I'm going to stick up a couple of scientists. We'll see how that works, if that generates a respectable amount of cash. The other thing I want to do is I do have a contract. Right. It might not be here. No, it's in the bulk with all the rest of it. Right here. Bring a newly discovered C-class asteroid into orbit about the moon. And I've already scouted out my C-class asteroid. I set up a Kerbal alarm clock alarm. It's going to be crossing into Kerbin's SOI in about 61 days. I want to take that C-class asteroid and I want to eventually attach it to this station. It's got to go around the moon anyway, so why not just hook it to a station? Because I think it'll look cool. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm also going to get the advanced grabbing unit and stick that on to the end of this like that. That's kind of the general idea. And then at the back side, we're just going to build some sort of docking hub, like something that ships can dock to and stuff like that. And also something that perhaps for future expansion of the station itself. And the last time I did this on Kerbin Station, I built this kind of thing out of modular girders like that. Instead, I'm just to do something different. I'm going to use a structural fuselage. I'm going to grab like a couple of these and, you know what, maybe like 3 of them for now. And then I'm going to take another one and I'm going to stick it to the side. I'm going to make sure it's like right. It is lined up there, right? Make sure the snap is on and then take this and turn it 90 degrees. And then take the snap off and use the move tool to kind of move it. And I like to use, sorry, let's try and zoom right in here. I like to use the lines that are in the textures there to try and line this up. So it's like exactly in the middle there, just like that. And then I'm going to get another one. Again, put the snap on, stick that one on the top, make sure it's right in the middle. It is. Keeping the snap on, I'm going to take that, rotate this, like so it's vertical, and then the same idea, get it right in the middle, take the snap off so that you can really get some fine control. That's the idea like that. Oh, it's not in the middle though, is it? Maybe around there-ish is the middle? I think it's close enough. Close enough to the middle. And the reason why I'm doing this is because all of these now are active nodes. Like if I grab another part, like for instance this guy, because I'm going to use it anyway. See how all those nodes are active? So this is like one of those hub parts. And you can just surround this. Now, it really is functionally the exact same thing as this part here, but I don't know, it's a little cleaner maybe, but what it certainly is, it's quite a lot lighter because this part is a hefty 1.5 tons. Well, this part here is only 100 kilograms. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is do this. Actually, what I think I shall do, trying to rotate it the right way like that. Maybe put this one on the bottom. Maybe put, because I'm thinking, again, thinking out loud, taking a senior. One thing with the senior, that's upside down. Be really careful with the seniors. It's easy to put them in upside down. And one on the bottom like that. So for future expansion, future modules that might go on here, that's where they can go. And then ships can just dock using the regular old clampetrons. Like that. On the other side, holding the Alt key, by the way, if you don't know, gets that to snap on. And then one sort of out here. Yeah. I think that's kind of all right. And then this one out here I have just in case something docks that needs more space around it. When I bring the space plane to Kerbal Station, it's pretty tight. This, by the way, is Moon Station. There we go. Okay. Call it like that. All right. And I'm sure people have noticed up pinned at the top is to please use @MikeAben to try and get my attention. And I do my best, I really do, to try and catch everything that's going on in the stream, but at times I really have difficulty concentrating on the game and concentrating on what's going on in the chat at the same time. I don't have this feed that's coming down here at the bottom right that you guys have. I have it on a separate monitor, and I will miss stuff, especially when I'm building and doing other things that really require my attention, like docking or power landing or that kind of thing. All right, I'm thinking this is kind of okay. I did make a couple of no, I think I'm good. Now, one thing, I should science this up. I really should. If I'm gonna put science equipment on it, I should think about like actually putting actual like sciencey stuff on there. So like we could put on a science junior. We'll stick that at the end here. Put on some cargo space too in a second. What else do we have that we can put on? The accelerometer doesn't make it. You know what? No, what I'm doing doesn't make sense. Because I'll bring up a lander. That's the thing that should have all the science on it. I don't want to dock. I don't want to repeat myself too much. Magnetometer, does it tell you? It doesn't. Maybe just stick a magnetometer on there somewhere. Where can I stick you? You know what? Forget it. I'll bring it up with the lander. Forget the science for now. I'm just going to take the flag off. Because on the bottom here, I should put an antenna so that we can transmit said science home. I do have a full set of relays around the moon, but they're all using this HG55 antenna. You like to be able to transmit it as fast as you can. The signal strength will be fine. Even with a Communitron, the signal strength is fine. But the bandwidth here, 220 mits per second. There's no sense getting an antenna that's faster than that. Like, for instance, if I went with some of these relays that are like this guy that's... Oh, that one's 20 mits a second. 3 mits a second. Oh, wait, no, it's not that one. It's this one. It's the HG55 that the relays have. And it's 5.7 mits a second. So this guy is the one that matches the DTSM1. So I'm just going to stick that at the bottom. That's for transmitting science away. There we go. And one last thing, the science lab. Nowhere in the description of the science lab does it say that this thing uses 5 units of electricity per second. So you got to be a little bit careful, make sure you can provide that. Now, one of the things I could do is put on some solar panels. Like, for instance, what's a good choice for the science lab is if I grab these guys. These are 8.3 units of science per second. If I put on a couple of those, that will more than cover it. And they look good too. I only put on one, but and I probably wouldn't put it there. But I was on two-way symmetry. That's why that happened. Look at that. Let's go to the not mirror symmetry, radial symmetry. There we go. And those would look good. Those would work well. But of course, once they're in the dark, they don't work anymore. And then this thing would be running on batteries. It does run like all the time, 24/7. Still using 5 units of electric charge whenever your scientists are at work in here. And if you work it out, I always get caught by this because I think about, okay, let's work out how much time I'm going to be in the night, you know, in orbit about the moon. And that actually is not that long, and you don't need a lot of batteries. But what always catches me off guard is that because the moon is in an equatorial orbit about Kerbal, it gets a solar, what would it be from the moon? It would be a solar eclipse. It gets into the Kerbal shadow every 6 days, and that eclipse lasts for 2,250 seconds, which is quite a long period of time. You know, if you multiply that by 5, that turns into a lot of electricity. You have to put on a lot of batteries to cover that. What I think is the easier solution, since I have them unlocked, is just to use the PB-nuke radioisotope thermoelectric generator. Each of these is 0.8 units of electric charge per second, but they're only 80 kilograms each. So if I take my 5, divide that by 0.8, that gets me 6.25. So I got to go up from that. Clearly, I think that means going to 8-way symmetry. There we go. And that covers the electricity. Those work 24/7, day or night, doesn't matter, and they work forever. I think I also want to extend this a little bit. Maybe use a bit of a truss structure at this end. Let's see. Let's put on one of these. Maybe one of these. And then maybe one of these. And then that. I'm picturing this connected to an asteroid and still looking good, right? Like if there's an asteroid connected at this end. And then maybe, instead of doing what I did in the thumbnail, doing that. I like it. Sure, he says doubtful. I think, I don't know. You know what? Let's stick with this. I think it's pretty good. Okay. Anything else I'm kind of missing? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yes, I am using ReStock, by the way. That's changing up a lot of the textures, but I don't have ReStock Plus installed, so no new parts. Okay. I think I'm going to stick with this. So what I'm going to do, let's think about lights while I'm thinking about other things. I'm going to put 4 sets of lights here. I'm thinking about like a tower, you know, and you always put the blinky lights on the tower, blinky red lights, so the planes don't hit it. So that's what I'm thinking about here. Can toggle those gray. So yeah, I do have different coloring options and stuff like that that aren't available. So like just some... like that. That's what I'm thinking about. Sure. Okay, so some blinky lights there. Let's put some spots here. I'm thinking spots to sort of light up the asteroid, right? I have no idea when that asteroid, you know, I talk about lighting up an asteroid that isn't even here yet. But, you know, you gotta think ahead. Like that. Let's turn those lights off. Let's think down this way. Yeah, some more lights down this way. Let's use the other ones on this end. Like so. And this one is for like, you know, if there are ships docked here and stuff, it'll help light up the ships. Sure. Light off those. Also, some blinky lights here at the end. Just go 2-way symmetry, a red and a green light. This one in my head should be red. Some people will disagree, and that's their prerogative, but it's my stream, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to make this one green. I got to remove the symmetry and then make it green. Okay. And perhaps just another little spot. Whoops. Right there. Light that on. Yeah, just sort of light that. Would it be better with that, or would it be better with this little dome light? Let's try the little dome light. Let's try the little dome light instead of that one. There, and Kerbals are always losing where the hatches are, so a little blue light here. blinky on. Just to say, Kerbals, hatches, don't miss them. There we go. I think this is looking okay. Oh, you're complaining the cost of the RTGs. I never even look at the cost. What do they cost? 23 grand. Wow, yeah, look at the station. It's up to 200. That's fine. My Kerbals are worth it. It would be fine if you didn't finish, if you didn't already finish. No, if I didn't use the RTGs, I would be putting on a ton of batteries. But to survive an eclipse, let's just do the math really quick. It's 5 electric charge per second times 2,250 seconds. It is 11,250 units of electric charge. So that is, you know, these are, what are they, 4? I guess it's just 3 of these. That would be 12,000. So it's either that or alternatively to the RTGs, you could do this. That would cover you for curbing an eclipse. But you know what? I'm going to go with the RTGs. And if you don't have the RTGs, it's got to be batteries. Okay. I'm just thinking if I'm missing anything. Again, there's no contract, so I don't think it's a big deal. I think I'm good. Let's go into the cargo. Throw in... Well, actually, let's get into... Before I get into the cargo, let's do some strutting. I want to strut up this section here. This looks like something that needs some struts. Oh, I hit the RTGs. I don't like that. Of course I hit the RTGs. Okay. Let's put them aside for now. Let's take the RTGs. You shouldn't be strutting. It doesn't matter from a game perspective if you strut to RTGs, but I don't think RTGs should be structural. If I get here-ish, like so, and then if I go find those RTGs that I just kind of hid away in here, there we go. Just brought them out a little bit. Ah, there. Now they still look okay, and they're not being kabonked by the... Yeah. Let's do some coloring, too. We'll make that kind of grayish, and this whole kind of section on this side is kind of industrial-like, so we'll do that on that side. And let's see, what... I got some color variations that I can put on from the simple Repaint mod. Here, let's make that like that, too. Which probably means I should do the same thing with these lights. I like it. Keep the lab white. And you know what? Here, what if I make this guy right in the middle here kind of that light gray color too? And this light gray. And this light gray. And that middle one. Yeah, all this sort of whole middle section here. And that guy. Sure. I don't think I can do anything with the dock. Oh, there are variants on the docking ports. Oh, just without... Oh, it looks way better with the lines on it. Okay. Fuel reserves for refueling. That's a good point. You know what? Might bring that up in a separate module. I've left room for more things to be attached. I think this is really enough for now, but I think that is a good idea to eventually get some... do I have any batteries? I do not. You're right, you do want some batteries. Let's put some batteries just along here. This is on the industrial nasty end of it. We'll put 4 of these Z400s, so that's 1,600 units of electric charge. Won't get us through an eclipse, but it'll be fine. But you're right, I should have some batteries. Just in case. Okay, I think. Oh, these little lights here should now be light gray. I think I'm pretty happy. I think I'm gonna stick with this. So this is like I said, Moon Station. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm sorry, I'm just looking at one more thing here. These docking ports, I don't like this clearance. I'm picturing a ship coming in there. So what I think I shall do, this is going to make this thing pretty long. Put at least one structural fuselage on this. Yeah, let's tuck that in. Let's take that and do that, and then slide this towards the middle. Like so. Just to get a little more clearance on out of that. That guy clearly needs to be the same light gray as the rest of them. I think I'm good. Okay, so let's save Moon Station. This thing, how much did I end up... Oh, I got a 9.2 ton station. It's obviously fairly long and fairly dangly, but I think I need to take it over to vehicle assembly and see if we can build ourselves a... what is the root part? Let's turn the root part to this. And likely it needs to go this way around. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, let's change the root part, because I think that this guy's in upside down. Let's change the root part to that. Oh, that's still... Okay. And now flip it. I think now that's... I just want to have something that when it's sitting on the pad, it's going to be right side up. So this thing is going to need to get... It's going to need to get there, isn't it? Is there textures on that? That can be dark. That can be... Yeah, okay. What about a rotating ring? I have no rotating rings. And I do not want to get into the robotic parts. So, no rotating rings. Sorry, Kerbals. Whoa, what happened there? We lost ya. Okay. I did save it, right? Let's switch back. Uh-oh, I can't switch back. Something's happened. Okay, let's get out of here. And I can't get out of here. Oh, wait, I want to quit the game. You're leaving the vehicle assembly building. Yes, I don't want to save, but it's not letting me leave the... Oh, my God. What are you doing to me, game? If I hit save and continue, will it let me leave? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, wait. I might have something here. Okay. I was worried I was going to need to restart. Moon Station, did I save you? Please tell me I saved you. Is that what it looked like before I... It is, yeah. The last thing I did was this sort of extension. I'm looking at that. That needs to be gray. Gray you up. I was lucky. Okay. Save. Try switching again. The Kraken doesn't like me today. Okay. I'm going to change the root part to here. And grab this and flip it. I'm really worried this is going to be upside down. Well, one thing at a time. Save it again. Retract antenna. Okay. Oh, that should be good. Can I make you gray? I cannot. Okay. Don't do this again. Don't. Oh, no. Okay, don't save it. Open up. Moon Station. Okay, maybe what I should do... So it seems to not like this thing, is save this, leave, and then I'll come back and see if that likes it better. Yeah, what Guido's saying, Control Z, I was doing Control Z, and it made no difference. It was locked out. So Control Z did not fix that issue. I know you can't tell I was hitting Control Z, but I was. But we'll try this whole just, let's see if this helps. Up, because I want room for the booster. It does not help. Okay. Wow. It's going to be one of those kind of days. Okay, well, let's start building some stuff and see if So the first thing is to put some sort of little tug. I just hate that I... Up a little bit. Okay. Up a little bit more. Okay. I got to put some sort of little tug on here. I also got to get somehow some kind of fairing. Is there a... There is not a point at the top. Okay. So I got to enclose this in some way. So it... But let's do a tug first. So on the bottom here, we'll put... Let's start with a remote guidance unit. And actually, maybe if I switch that to the root part, all of this silliness might stop. And some more reaction wheels. Okay, and some fuel tanks. Now, I really got to think. Maybe like you and like you. How much? Okay, this has got to get itself from... I didn't work out a budget ahead of time. What, going to the moon is like 860. The orbit is like 280. Okay, here I go. I'm getting out a calculator. I should have this number in my head. Getting an orbit about the moon is like 280. So that's 1140. I'd like to get about another 1,000 on here so it can also deal with the upper part of the insertion. So I'm looking at something in around 1,1200 meters per second. TWR in the 1 range. Oh my gosh, look at that already. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. Need a little bit of bigger engine. Maybe the Poodle would be a better choice here. Look at that. Okay. Oh no, I said 12. No. I need a little more. A little more. What if I took the... I hate that these aren't in a really sensible order. Yeah. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna save. Can I sneak you up a little bit? There you go. Okay, it's starting to be better. But, you know, to me, this is like a nice little... Like a tug. Just to get it out there. I'm always... With the Poodle, I like this variant. There's gonna need to be some massive strutting. This is just attached by a docking port, which is going to be bonkers. Also, I did say I was going to get into... I do have my strutting up there. I said I wanted to get into cargo, and I don't think I ever did. Into here, I want to put in a collection. Let's put in 8 struts. I never seem to have enough struts. Thinking about what Kerbals might need while they're up there. I don't think I need... You know, I was going to put a cargo container, but there's so much cargo space in the hitchhiker that I think it's fine. I also like these little ladder rung bits. So a couple of those. And... You know what? For giggles, in case I want them, a handful of lights. One never knows. And I think I'm good. Let's not get carried away. Okay. So, I am happy with that. I think that's pretty good. Could use maybe a little more fuel. A little more fuel. A teeny tiny amount of fuel. Oh, it's bigger than that. Okay. Yeah. I like it. Okay. So, but that is by no stretch of the imagination aerodynamic in the slightest. So, if I think I'm going to need how much can I get out of a 2.5 meter fairing base is the question. I don't like that there's a little bit. Well, it might work. Unfortunately, this is pretty big here too. I made this whole section a little on the wide side. Can I enclose it all? That is the question. Can I enclose it all? Can I make this thing that big? No idea. Getting bigger. I'm actually a little bit surprised it's gotten as big as it has. Oh my gosh, I am going to be able to enclose this whole thing. That's bonkers. That's bonkers fairing. Oh my golly. Oh my golly. Oh my golly. 6 sides for you. A ton of ejection force. Make the fairing stage down there so it doesn't mess up my delta V. That is humongous. Okay. Yeah. Let's climb. Climb. Please don't. Good. I don't think it's doing the disappearing thing anymore. I think it's solved that problem. Okay, we need some. How tall is this? This is getting pretty tall. Some kind of booster. A 3.5 ton fairing. Is that how big it was? I could. You know, it might not be stupid. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like, I could just enclose sort of this docking port area, stop here, and then enclose this area in a separate fairing. It might not be dumb, but we'll stick with what I got for now. If I need to modify, I need to modify. Okay, we need a decoupler. Not the stack separator. That one. And let's see if I can get away with... I'm going to have... I think going bigger is probably a good plan here. Oh boy. I always forget just how big these things can get. Where is... It's not that one. I find I can find... Wait, somebody... Yeah, I can organize these by size. I never do this. Is this... No, that's the really... But this one? That's the one I'm thinking about. And then... The... No, not the Rocco Max, because that's the smaller one. No, that's too big. Is it this one I'm thinking about? That's the jumbo. This guy? Yeah, that guy, I guess. And then what happens if I put, like, a biggish engine on the bottom of this? Like, yeah. Oh wow, that's a mountain of thrust. That is more than I would have guessed. Okay, I just don't know if I want this thing to get as big as this, because it's already freaky tall. No, then let's, if that's how tall this is going to get with that engine, let's get back to the Jumbo 64 idea. And maybe a mainsail on the bottom of that. And then we'll put on some radial boosters. I just don't want it to get that tall. I could, but I don't want it to be that big. Yeah. Oh, how much that is 2.16. Maybe a small can, a smaller of these. Okay, this is not organized by size at all. If that's the Rocco Max, you're useless. You're useless. I'm going to organize you by this way. This one. 2.5 meter parts. There we go. Actually, I think this is making it more complicated than it needs to be too. Yeah. I think so. Maybe a little smaller there. Probably another reaction wheel in the middle of all this would be a good idea too. That's kind of like for part of the middle stage, and then we'll put some radial boosters on this, and then I think we'll call it back to here, pair of these there, and then decouplers is what I'm looking for. Those guys. Just two. There is a pro body on the command, Nathan. There is a pro body on the station itself. It is tucked up here somewhere. Right there is a pro body. So there is a pro body. Watch the costs. Yeah, it's getting expensive. I'm so lackadaisical about that, and then at the same time, you know, I just actually got myself back into the black with, but yeah, it's okay. This isn't even satisfying a contract, so I'm not even getting any money for this. So I might be doing something silly, but I just don't know if I care. Okay, I'm going to put... What's a Delta V? Poop. I want a total. Shoot, I'm losing track of where I'm at. 1140. I want a total around 4,700 meters per second. So I'm not doing bad, honestly. I might put some skippers on the bottom of this, and then we're going to do some asparagus staging with this. So that's going to be plenty of thrust. 40. Yeah, we're going to do. They said asparagus. Where's those fuel lines? Like this, across like that, like that. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay. Wow, that's. I'm kind of like there, aren't I? I don't even think these need to be as big as they are. Kerbal engineer better not be lying to me. Just feels like I'm... No, okay, I don't think these need to be as big as this. So we're going to scale this business down here. To the 1.875 meter size tanks. Don't be like that. There we go. See if that maybe kind of works a little bit better. What would be a good engine? Bobcats? Yeah, they got a nice range of thrust there. Skiffs are nice too. Do. I'm looking at the Delta V's too. 1.6, 2 tons. Let's try it with just the skiff. Oh no, those aren't. Those are bigger than they're make me think. The Wolfhound's a vacuum engine. Sure is. Yes. So maybe these guys. And again, all engines on at the same time on the bottom. That'll do it. And I'm only needing... I feel like this is not right. What's wrong here? Because I should have 3 stages. Oh, no, I don't have the fuel lines yet. Silly. Like that. Okay. That is mountains. I'm gonna just start cleaning this up. I'm kind of happy with how this is working out. So I'm just going to now. What can I do? What can I do? This is another fuel tank adapter, and then a little cute. Where's go to here? Aerodynamics. The regular boring nose cone on the top like that. Do I have much in the way? I don't have much in the way of unfortunately, of texture options with those bobcats. So I'll just kind of tweak that down a little bit like that. And some struts, clearly. Some major strutting. Like that. I'm gonna try not having any struts at the top because it seems like the decouplers are more up there, but I am gonna get some separatrons. Under motors. There they are. Try and get these to peel away a little bit. Maybe about there. Another pair on this side. Always tilt them a little bit. I think it helps get them to peel away a little cleaner. These go on here. Like so. A hint of... I always say this now. A hint of aerodynamic stability with some tail fins. Oh, these are organized by size. That's why I don't know. That's why I don't know where anything is. Just like that. Don't like the way these fuel lines are in a funny spot. Oh, don't be like that. Come on. There we go. Let's stick with What if I just make these like white tanks on this? Oh, orange tanks on the side. How's that look? Orange, 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 orange top. That looks okay. That looks okay. I might just take these guys for purely aesthetic reasons and flip them around the other way, which of course completely messed up my... Why did I do that? I don't know, because I'm stupid. I think there's some extra, yeah. Do. And then it's time to look at the chat and get all the things that are wrong. People are going to go, oh, that's not going to work. What are you doing? You're forgetting this. Do this. Are there any reaction wheels on the station itself? The answer is yes, there definitely are. Alright, let's save this before I try and move it. I'm reasonably happy. Let's get into some action groups. On action group 5, we're going to deploy this fairing. That's going to be a sight. I'll leave all this middle stuff alone. Oh, on action group 0, we'll simply deploy the antenna, which is hiding in here somewhere. There it is. Toggle the antenna. Yeah, this is likely going to require some auto strutting. Why don't I get that out of the way like right now? I'm really looking around in here, so I'm just going to auto strut. I find if I auto strut to the grandparent part, I don't know what it is. It could be just my imagination. I find it works a little bit better in the sense that they're not all just auto strutted to the same part all the time. They're each auto strutted to, you know, the one after their parent part, their grandparent part. So, is there an auto strut? Am I blind? Maybe not. Maybe I am. Well, that's just the engine shroud. We'll see. Maybe it's not going to be too wobbly, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared. I'm always a little bit cautious with my auto strutting, especially with stations. It can do some funny stuff. All right, let's give this a try. Let's see. Ah, use the Soyuz type station. That's not a bad idea. I just realized I'm not going to change it now, but yeah, I always forget to use those. The I think people know the one we're talking about. Oh, there's a dark gray. I'm going to hide these in here. Okay, that's enough of that. Save. Launch. Okay, no Kerbals are aboard, right? No. Good boys and girls. Okay, launch. See what happens. See what happens. Good evening, Emil. Glad you can make it. Night might need bigger aerodynamics. Yeah, the fairing is enormous. It might flip out. That's entirely possible that it might flip over backwards. That can happen with a great big fairing like this one. But like always, this first launch is a test. Unless it works, in which case it's a launch. Okay, let's one last look at the staging. I think that's all okay, so let's just punch it and see what happens. So, boom, boom. Okay, and we'll knock it over a little bit. Lock that onto prograde. And try not to be too abusive, because this thing probably does want to flip over. And get the heading to be on 90 degrees. Come on, settle on the 90, you. There we go. Noticing I don't have the waterfall. I don't know what it is about. There is a ReStock. The, Bobcat engine, sorry, not ReStock, but for the DLCs. The Bobcat's a DLC engine. There is a version, whoa, slow down, we are accelerating really quickly. There is a ReStock version that will take... Ah! Pay attention. that will put on nice plumes on those DLC engines, and I always seem to just mess it up, and I don't know what it is. We're going up very, very steeply. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The heading is nice. It's just accelerated more. Oh, I never tweaked down the launch thrust to weight ratio. That's why. I usually do that, and I forgot to. So it was accelerating more quickly than I thought it would. That's okay. That's okay. But that's why we're going up so steeply. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, it is now going on to the orbital. Prograde vector. And at about 50 kilometers here, we'll do that fairing. We'll see how that goes. It could be entertaining. Right now I'm just keeping that time to apoapsis approximately constant. That will help get that periapsis up higher. Okay, let's try this. Whoa! I did not put that on clamshell. That's okay. That's okay. I usually like the clamshell deploy. I just, well, whatever. Didn't happen. Oh, this has so much fuel. This thing's so overbuilt. This thing is going to end up helping us get to the moon. I can already tell. That's not a bad thing. It's better that than the other way around. People are also talking, how much money do I have left? I have just under 500 or half a million Kerbucks. So money's a little tight. I don't know, tight. Tight might not be the right word. It's not like we're going to be going interplanetary or anything, but this is a little bit expensive. Okay, we're in space. Nice. Yeah, way overbuilt. Oh well. But didn't have any wobbly issues, didn't have any flipping out issues. That's not so bad. Okay, just getting ready to do this. It's gonna have to be a reasonable circularization. Still have a pretty negative periapsis there. Usually this burn for me is very small, but I came up too steeply. More. Slow down. Okay, probably lock it to prograde at this point. Oh! That worked out great. Okay, that's awesome. I'm actually happy with that. Pitch up a little bit. I wasn't expecting to have to stage, but actually I'm happy with how that turned out. Just pitching up to get that apoapsis ahead of me again. That's what I want. Okay. Back on prograde you go. Almost done. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, so yeah, I was worried that we're going to end up bringing that thing with us, that big stage, and having it going to the moon, but it turned out that didn't end up happening. So, and there's tons of fuel in this for getting to the moon. All it's got to do is get to the moon and get in orbit. There's plenty of fuel for that. Yeah, let's plot a course. Let's turn off all the silliness and get out there. I haven't gone to the moon in a long time. This is great. Okay, and set the moon as a target. There it is. So what we're going to do, let's focus our view on the moon. I do have a relay, a whole set of relays around the moon, which is really nice. I don't have the same thing around Mimis, and they're still very nicely ordered, even though, like, where am I now? I'm on year 9, I guess year 10 of this campaign. But there are my relays that, here, put in the lines. There, look at it. That looks great. So I'll have a signal no matter where I am around the moon, pretty much. Close enough. So what I want to do is I want to put this station into a polar orbit around the moon. The idea is in that way, it will be going over as the moon rotates over every biome that's on the moon. And so if I want to land in a particular biome or whatever, I can just do that. So we're going to get ahead here. Let's just move this in to be colliding with the moon. Yep. All right, just answered John's question in the before I managed to see it. So I'm just gonna really, to get a polar orbit, you just want to just smack dab the moon, and obviously we'll do a correction. This is not the way NASA would do it, because if all of a sudden you have a problem with an engine, you're gonna just, you're gonna get wrecked. But that's the way we're gonna do it. Okay, and then we'll do a correction partway there to put us in our polar orbit. I think that's all I need. I think that's it. So we're gonna lock that onto here. Do I want to add crew first? Nope, 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 nope. I'm gonna use my little runabout to add crew. So this thing's going up completely crewless. And then we're going to, that's why I have that runabout parked at Kerbal Station. That's our transport out there. So although this business is going to cost us a lot of funds, I can get the antenna there. The getting them out there shouldn't cost us a lot of funds. Speaking of Kerbal Station, oh my gosh, there it is. Look at that. Look how close we are to it. I got Jeb and Bill. They're right there. It's almost like they could just do a little scoot over, but not going to do that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to go for a... Well, I usually go for a 50-kilometer orbit. I like to leave it like a lot of room underneath so that you can... It facilitates the rendezvousing really easily. Might go a little lower, maybe like 40, I don't know, 50, 40, 50, something like that. I guess I got to make that decision soon. All right, getting close to our burn here. So this is going to be a 1 minute and 8 second burn. Honestly, that went up. Yeah, I was going to say it went up easier than I thought it would. But usually launches aren't that. There we go. We are off. A little time warping. Get this out of the way quick. I still need to build and send a lander. Yes, a lander will be on the way. No plan on the lander yet. What time is it in the stream? I think I might send a crew out there first and then give them a lander. But that way I can get some scientists going in the lab, doing some work, generating some science. Okay, let's pop out to the moon and watch it from this perspective. Okay, slowing down. Okay, let's get in real close here. Be a little bit. That's good. I like it. Okay. There we go. You know, one thing that's nice about the RTGs on here is I don't have to worry about orienting this for solar panels or any of that kind of stuff. I can just leave it the way it is. I like that. Okay, we're going to do a mid-course correction to help us clear the moon. I'm noticing I'm coming in a tad bit to the south of the moon's equator, so I should really kind of help that along and kind of go that way. I don't know. I got to decide on an altitude for this, don't I? Let's decide on an altitude. Let's go with 50 again. I always do 50. Why not why change? So I want to go for a 50 kilometer. I want this to be I can as close to polar as I can. There is some bit of no, I think I need to use radial at this point. Actually, what I should do before I do that, jack up the time and keep going until I get that polar down, that orbit down as far as I can. That tells me there I'm in the right place, and now I can retweak this. A little less of a burn now. There, and I can see it needs to come. I'm not sure which way. Is it this way? Yeah, a little bit this way. Do my best to make that perpendicular. So I'm just using the radial a bit. Using my eyeballs. We'll tweak it better once we're in. There we go. I'm pretty good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. So that burn, we might as well put it on the maneuver node right now. Oh, I'm glad my channel guides are helping you out there. Is it Ollie Jolly? No, I'm not planning on doing an elliptical orbit. This will be a lazy... It's going to be circular just to facilitate doing rendezvous and stuff. Because I'm lazy. That's just what it's going to be. Oh, I should tweak down the thrust limiter on this. I'm noticing this is just a 2-second burn. So it's nice to get this up a little bit. There we go. That's better. So the burn's a little longer. That allows you to burn it with greater accuracy. I'm honestly not that concerned with science. I'm not convinced it'll generate me that much cash. Cash is a bigger deal than science right now. Alright, so I'm waiting to get to about 7 seconds to the burn, and I'll go to half throttle. So boom, there we go. Right click on that and just go until it says 50. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's get ourselves to the moon. Warp to here. Come on, give me the warp to here. Warp to there. Warp to here. Where are you, moon? Moon's coming at us from the sun there, isn't it? I think I'm blinded by the light. There's the moon there. Blinded by the light. Until we get the little Navball switchy. How far am I? Okay. So what is our inclination like? Let's look down. 90.05. That is not terrible. Question is, can I make it better? Can I make it better? Now, if I burn a little this way... Oh, yeah. See, if I burn a positive normal, that does improve my inclination. So I'm going to actually just get rid of that, lock that onto the normal vector, dramatically turn down this thrust limiter. Because it's going to be a teeny tiny little burn. Yeah, I know the converting sign. I can't depend on the... Where's the moon? Oh, I don't like that the sun is... Okay, I'm just going to fix my inclination first. So, it's a little bit of a burn. 90.4. I'm looking at my inclination down here. 90.3. Hopefully we can get it right to 90. I think I should be able to. 90.1. 90.0. Wonderful. Okay. Alright, and periapsis is 50.0 something. That's fine. Okay, let's circularize here and we're going to call it. Whoops, that's a little much. You know, if you put it on, leave your apoapsis a little high, and then tweak the timing here so that the periapsis is right on your periapsis there. That tells you you're doing the burn right in the right spot. And now I'm gonna a little bit more with this. Oh, went a little too far. There we go. Okay, so that is a 4-minute burn because this is at a ridiculously low 17-second burn. I'm going to do an F5. I don't think I've quick saved yet, so probably a good time to start. Okay, hopefully we'll end up seeing the moon here at some point. Oh, there it is going. Woo! Right there. All right. Oh, there's a pretty shot. There's a pretty shot. And then I'm going to do something that I know is going to get some people mad at me. I'm going to throw all the fuel that I have left over away, but I'm going to explain that in a second. I'm not going to save it. But first, I'm going to do this burn. Four, 3, 2, 1, and go. Reduce the throttle here towards the end. I'm going for a 50 by 50 orbit. Hopefully it will look reasonably close to that. Good enough. Good enough, good enough, good enough. Okay, I'm going to take this. I want to orient it so it looks good. I'm going to orient it so this is pointing northwards. So to do that, stay on the north-south line, which is the north. It's the great circle that goes around along the north and the 180. And I'm just going to keep rolling this until I'm pointing straight up. And by the way, by the time I'm pointing straight up, I'm actually pointing at my latitude if I'm in a polar orbit. So I can tell my latitude is about negative 35 degrees here. But to me, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this thing down here at the bottom, which I know probably will get some people upset, but this is why. This is why. I have a contract. Let's get rid of these two. This one here, to collect 4% of... I've only got 4% of 50% of the surface deployed seismic sensor science on the moon. So this was a long time ago. Is it here? Yes. One of these has a seismic sensor on it. And of course, I don't know which one it is. And what you got to do to get the seismic sensor to work is you got to crash something. And I'm pretty sure the closer you are to it and the higher the impact of this crash, the more science you're going to get. So what my plan is I'm going to detach this little guy, even though it still has quite a lot of fuel left in it, and I'm going to try and see if I can crash it. Let's go see which one it is. Is it this one? Let's switch to that. Okay, good night, Russ Glish. You head to bed. Glad you could make it. I know it gets kind of late on the other side of the Atlantic, as it were. Oh, I'm not grabbing the ass. Okay, there's a good question there. But first, let's take... There's the seismic sensor right there. So that, I want to crash somewhere near this. Okay, so let's go back to map view. Bring up the station. Don't need the relays. Bring up the station. Oh, it's not a station. Oh, okay, we'll have to rename it. It's probably a ship. It is. Okay. Switch to that. Let's switch that to a station. I'm being asked, if you get rid of the tug, how are you going to grab the asteroid? This thing is not going to be grabbing the asteroid. This is going to be receiving an asteroid. So I'll have to build a separate vehicle that will go out, get the asteroid, and bring it here. And I'm just keeping this as an attachment point. So this is now in its orbit for the rest of time. So our target, I'm pretty sure, is this guy. So we're going to set that as a target. And I'm going to time warp until that target is below us. Oh wait, I also want to, while I'm here, take time warp off. Control from here. Oh, that thing is upside down. Okay. Oh well. At least upside down by my brain. But what I want to do is rename this while I'm thinking about it. This is Moon Station, you're a station. Boom. There we go. Okay, now we're going to come to here, and we're going to time warp until... Let's focus on the moon here. So it doesn't do. Set that as a target. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe one more orbit around. I love the way it's doing that little job. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Let's detach. Now I'm a little worried. This thing does not have an antenna on it, but I'm hoping. And if this ends up being a futile hope, it's what it is. But I'm hoping. I'm still time warping. Undock. That this can pick up a relay. Looks like it can. Am I controlling this? It is. Yep. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. So let's lock this onto retrograde. Tuck this up here. There is 1926 meters per second of delta V. So my goal is just to drop it right on here. Okay, so... Oh, I've lost my... How did I lose my... I got too... Where'd I get too far away from? Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! I don't have a signal. Oh, man. Let's go back. Yeah, focus back on what you were on. There we go. Oh, man, why don't I not have a signal? Where are my relays? I had a signal a moment ago, but I guess these are too far away to get a signal. And I got maybe too far away from the station? But the station doesn't have a relay on it. Ah, poop. So much for that idea. Oh, power! 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 Thank you, John. Okay, so I did not put any electricity on this thing. It ate up its 15 units of electricity. We're going to have to send some Kerbals out here. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So this thing ran out of power because I did not put any electricities on it because I wasn't thinking ahead. What else is new? But what we're going to do, it's not a lost cause because we're going to be bringing some Kerbals along this way. I can bring some Kerbals. We can pack. I don't think the antenna is the problem. I think just the batteries are a problem. So we're just going to bring a Kerbal. We're going to bring some batteries. I even think I have some extra batteries on Kerbal Station. I'm pretty sure. And if I don't, we'll swipe them. So what we're going to do, we're going to go, is this sunrise? It looks like sunrise. It certainly does. So we're going to go in the spaceplane hangar. Does the engine make power when used? Ooh. Ooh. That's a good question. Because I do have limited... Oh, no, but without... Yeah. Oh, no. That's a very good observation that Ahmed just made. I might still be able to recover this. It was a Poodle engine. Does the Poodle... It generates electricity. And I might be able... Oh. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Thank you. Let's get out there. Here. Might not let me switch to it, though. Let's, it's this one. Moon Station Ship. Fly. I might be able to fire up the engine and generate the electricity that I need. Because I do have limited probe control turned on. I think. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh my gosh. That's what I want. Okay, orbit. Orbit. Okay, if I fire the engine up, I don't have anything. Nope, nope, nope. I can't do anything. I'm pushing buttons and nothing's happening. So, Kerbals are coming here. Okay, let's go back to the station, though, just really quickly. Because this is now station ship, which is stupid. So we're renaming you Kerbal Station Station. And you are a station station. Silly, silly thing. Oh, but it won't let me rename this because I don't have power, right? Oh, it will. This is debris. 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 Okay. One more try. Yeah, if I throttle up or I hit Z, I don't get anything. So that's that. Okay, back to the Space Center. I did use full power. I hit Z, and if Z doesn't do anything, it's not going to do anything. Yeah, I need electricity to start the engine to make the electricity to start the engine. We'll send some Kerbals out. It's not a problem. We has Kerbals. Oh, I got to pick up Bill. Bill, my poor Bill. My Bill, my only engineer. Okay, we'll pick up Bill. Okay, so we're going to get our trusty old Rapier 2. And let's take a look at cargo. Our crew, sure, Valentina, Bob. I do have another scientist, Phil, and then everybody else are pilots, but oh well, that's what it is. I want to take up an extendable ladder, and the purpose behind this ladder is actually to put it on Kerbal Station, to create a nice walkway between all little sections. I'm hoping that will work well. We'll find out. Other than that, I don't think I need to bring up anything else. So I think, oh, this thing, people might recall, always wanted to roll to, I can't remember, I think it was to the right, to starboard. So what I think I'll do, I think it has to do with these guys. So I'm going to take them off. We're going to chuck them away. I'm going to do a quick sort of patch job on this. And I'm going to grab, something's just not quite. Now I was thinking of going with two of them like that, because I think that will work fine, but I'm noticing that is right where I have a thruster block, and I don't want to mess with the thruster block. I could put just a single one in the middle here, not right here. I'm just going to put it there for now so that it's straight. And then we can slide her back, and slide her down. So I could do that, which I don't think looks entirely stupid. A little further back, further up. And that would be just for yaw control. Probably tweak it down a little bit too. Or if I got something smaller, like the standard wing type Ds, maybe. Ugh. I just don't want to move these thruster blocks. I just don't want to get into that. I don't want to spend that much time tweaking it. There's also advanced canards, or I might just live with what I just did. Where are the advanced canards? Where are you? Standard canard. Okay, I could. There it is. These are. No. We'll try this. Let's just try this. See what happens. Okay, so save it. We have our Kerbals aboard. Let's launch. Sunrise launch. I crashed 5 out of 5. Oh, this isn't a crash. Put 2 on the rapier. I was going to put 2 onto where the rapiers were, but the problem was that it was covering up a thruster block. I could tweak where the thruster blocks were, but that was getting into too much work. So that's all I did. Did you do a tutorial on how to land a plane? Because I always crash 4 times out of 5. I do have some plane landing tutorials for sure, including how to get down to the runway and here, let's just see how this goes, and just how to do a regular plane landing. They're there. If you look at my tutorials, go to the channel page. I honestly think the better tutorials are the contract guide tutorials, but if you find there's a basic plane tutorial there, you should do it. But anyway, let's punch go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Let's see what happens. I like this sunrise launch though. It's pretty. Off. Oh, it still wants to roll a bit. Not seeming to roll. Maybe it's just my imagination. Oh no, it's not so bad. There, got it on 90, and my hands are now away from the keyboard. You see how I'm not touching anything here, and it's pretty much holding that vector. So that's a pretty good sign that I think I fixed something. And hopefully, it will still have reasonable attitude control. I don't want to skew one way or the other. Should be okay. Truth of the matter is that KSP reaction wheels like these guys here are so forgiving and can make up for so much bad design. And I'm finding that out in my RP1 series that my planes without having reaction wheels, yeah, I can't be as sloppy. I can't just slap things together and expect it to work. Okay, let's see. Why did I use the side fuselages? You mean like these guys? They are here for extra fuel for my tank. They're just big fuel tanks. That's all they're there for. Just need more fuel. Get into orbit, because that's what this thing's gonna do. At least it better, or else we'll be in a bad mood. And yeah, I've used this space plane a few times, and it seems to have served me well. This might be its 4th, 5th mission, something like that. So it's been doing pretty good. Veos, who, if you don't know, has an excellent channel, especially if you want to get into space planes. He took this design and just immediately made it smaller and better. But he trimmed it down, had to do exactly the same thing that this thing's doing, and just made a generally better plane. Which, goody for, yeah, that's great. But, and then I remember going on to that video and saying, you know, I should really take your advice and fix this up, and then I never did because I'm too lazy. Okay, we are picking up speed. Once this starts to level, the speed starts to level out a little bit, we'll put this into closed cycle mode, into rocket mode, as it were. Right now, though, I'm still getting a lot out of the jet engine, so, oh, getting that change in tone. It's always an indication you're getting close. Yeah, so that's on one action group. I like to pitch up just a little bit. Start watching this time to apoapsis so I can probably reduce throttle to. Don't want that to get too far away on me. We'll just more or less ride this up. Oh shoot, this thing's supposed to go to the station. And did I even look at where the station was? And this is Kerbal Station in orbit. It can't fly all the way to the moon, of course. And did I look? Did I look where the station was? No, I did not. Should I look where the station is? Yep, it's on the other side of the planet. Of course it is. Because I'm a doofus. I was so happy about having a sunrise launch, I didn't even look at what I was doing. Oh, wow. A little less throttle again. I think it flew better. I think it was more stable with that change with the rudders. I don't think having the 2 rudders there was a bad thing. I just think something was out of whack. You know, there was an alignment issue. Where's my alto? Okay, lock on program. Yeah, Veos is a great research for SSTOs, especially his little tricks. This is completely a trick from him. The little tiny nose cones that are covering up the node at the back of this engine. I did not realize that every time you have a node that doesn't have anything attached to it, that node is still generating drag. So covering nodes with a small part, even if you take the part and hide it away, reduces the amount of drag. Which really is kind of silly that that even works that way, but it is what it is. It's KSP. Okay, so I'm going to keep my apoapsis pretty low. Usually I get up to an 80 by 80, but I think I'm going to go for just maybe 75-ish. And the reason for that is that'll allow me to catch up to the space station a little quicker, given that it's on the other side of the planet, because I wasn't really paying attention. But we're almost in orbit. Okay, almost in space, and then we'll stop the time warp and go to other time warp. I can also deploy my solar panel. Okay. All right. I'm mindful of the stream time. I'm hoping I think we can get everybody to the moon. That's kind of my goal. Or maybe get to that one thing and at least deorbit it. Okay, so just going to get very close to apoapsis. This isn't going to be much of a burn. This thing is rather overbuilt. I mean, even right now, just let me pause this out, but I just dropped under 900 meters per second for something that's really just designed to go, you know, to, that's it. For something that's whole purpose is just going into low orbit, it's got a lot of fuel still left over. A lot of unnecessary fuel. Okay, so what we'll do is see if we can get ourselves to a space station. So there's our station. In a very, very bad spot. Well, it is what it is. So I'm just going to be, we're going to have to be doing a few orbits to catch up to it. Okay, so all I'm going to do is go over here and just start popping ahead orbits. There we go. Now we'll tweak the timing. Is that making it worse or better? I think it was making it worse. Yeah, that way makes it better. But these guys don't mind spending a few hours hanging around. There we go. Let's dial it back a little bit. I can see I'm coming close to the DN. That's always going to be an indication that this is going to be, should be able to get the distance really tight, really nice and close. I see 0.2 kilometers is fine. There we go. Okay, so that burn is coming up in 2 hours and 55 minutes. It's only a 1 second burn, so we're going to take our two engines here and throttle them down so the burn's longer. There we go. All right, F5 again, and let's do some flipping around in orbit here. Bill is still at the station. Yes, I know. I got to pick up Bill. So it's going to be these 4 that are going to go to the moon. Jeb's going to be left by himself. Yeah, whatever. I really do need to get myself another engineer. That's kind of what the situation is. Okay. We'll watch our intersect distances on this little menu. This little thing, I'm trying to think what version of KSP this little came up, but this is the best, that you have so much information here at your disposal. So much. There's some useless stuff like argument of the periapsis and the longitude of the ascending node. Like, come on. And even the ejection angle's useless. But you know, there's other stuff I would have put there over that, but it's good to have the stuff it does have. Okay, let's go. Half throttle. Okay, let's use a little RCS to finish this off. Oh, I can use more throttle. Come on. Oh, no, that was... I overdid it. Of course I overdid it. Added it. Backing off with some RCS. I saw 300 and something. 330, 325 meters. That's good. Okay. Roll this way because the solar panel tracks the sun better when I'm like this. And we'll be there in 18 minutes. And 3 and 2. Get to 2 minutes ahead. Retrograde target. Where is... There you are. There is Kerbal Station. Let's see if we can close this distance down a little bit. Making it better. One thing for people, if you struggle with rendezvous, you will see in my streams, you see lots of them because I love rendezvousing, I love docking. So there's going to be another one. Anyone who's watched any number of my streams has seen me doing this a lot. I'm still bringing down that encounter distance, so I'm just going to kind of stick on this a little bit until I see that number starting to go up. That's about it. Okay. A little this way, I bet. Yep. So you're pushing it a little bit away from the target icon. There we go. 30-meter separation in a minute and a half. Right, start slowing down. 30 seconds from target. To me, that's the most important number to watch. You can slow down while keeping that number relatively close to being constant or increasing a little bit, then you're doing fine as far as rendezvousing with your target goes. And watch this distance obviously too, that you don't push that up too much. But if you start to see this time, like right now it's getting close to a minute, so I'm just going to cut throttle, let myself get a little closer. You push it a little this way. Yep, Bill is definitely still on the station. Bill's here. We're picking him up. We're picking him up. Gotta pick a spot to park. Oh, I guess I'm parking at the end, actually. I don't... Oh, no, 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 no! I left a spot for the plane. I left a spot specifically right here. This is the plane's parking spot right there. Can I click it? Can I click it? Can I click it? Damn it. Okay. Let's... I guess that's to the north. Must be this way, maybe? I don't know. Okay. Switch to here real quick. This is where this is the plane's parking spot. Back to the plane. Set that as a target. Okay. Gotta push it this way. Okay. And open that up. Control from here. Bring down that solar panel so I don't end up clipping it. And we should get a nice... Oh, my fingers are in the wrong spot. What else is new? There we go. Aim our camera there. So hopefully we can just slide right in here. I do have a mod here. This is my most helpful mod that is a smidge away from stock. I think I'm a little close, so I'll back off a bit. Navball docking alignment indicator to help me line up the docking ports, which does most certainly help. Hey, Dan, I'm glad you made it. I know it's late where you are. Okay. Oh, you're signing off. I didn't. Well, see you, Dan. Okay, I think I can do this. This way. Hard to tell. Oh, I see the docking port coming up. Just got to chase it down. The target's on the Navball there, and I'm just sort of trying to zero in on it. Start moving a little bit closer to it. I gotta go way down this way. I'm chasing it with my pro-grade vector. I do not have very strong RCS blocks. They are very, very wimpy RCS blocks. It's going very slow. There we go. Now we're lined up right. Should be anyway. Are you gonna dock for me? Coming in and boop. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, there we go. There we go. Okay, we got ourselves a space plane. So, right away, toggle the torque. That was the problem I was getting into last week. So make sure your reaction wheels are disabled so you don't get the wobble. Yep, okay, that is good. We're also going to shut down these engines because it's going to be here, parked here for a little bit. Okay, and let's get some cargo shifting happening. So I do want... I thought I had some extra batteries here, so... Let's see here. I should... Oh, I don't have access to this crew compartment. Oh, what a... I don't understand. Okay. I don't like the rules for what counts and what doesn't. Okay, we're going to EVA Bill. Bill's going to do some shuffling about. So first of all, what can Bill reach here? I want a couple of batteries for that. I'm having trouble. There's what I'm looking for. So can I access... No. So I want to put a couple of batteries in these storage compartments here. So I got to position him in such a way that he's somewhere between... Oh, shoot. Okay. They are in the further... Because of course they are. There. Go down, Bill. And there. Okay, and then come this way. Trying to put him in a position where he can access everything I want. There we go. Stay right there, Bill. Don't move. Grab a battery. Put it in that storage unit. Oh, where's the other battery? I thought I had two of them in there. Okay, clearly. Here, grab something, Bill. Okay, put that battery there. Now you can let go. Remember, we need those batteries for the... And I'm trying to store them in these compartments here, but I can't access them without having a Kerbal on EVA, which is very annoying. There we go. That's what I want. That's all I wanted. And I also want to get that ladder that was up here. I'll show you my plan for said ladder, but I got me a feeling Bill has to grab that on EVA too. And then we'll shuffle everybody around and we'll get them going. Wow, is it that far? There we go. Okay, there it is. Get you. Now stick it. We're going to do just sort of a shuffle it down type of thing. Grab it again. Stick it down here. Okay, and then from here... I can grab it. I'm going to stick it here. Now... which put the snap on. I think I gotta flip it around the other way. Always the button you last check. There, and now can we extend... That's all I wanted. I wanted to extend that gap with a ladder. See if I can tilt it just a little bit. Snap off. Okay, let's see. So, out of that, can Bill just do this? See, this is... Yeah, look at that. See? That's all I wanted? That wasn't too much, was it? I don't think so. Okay, let's get our crew aboard. So, first of all, Jeb, you're going to stay right where you are. And we are going to grab... Valentina, who is up here. Transfer crew. Valentina, you are going into here. And transfer crew. Bob, you're going into here. And the rest of them must be in this compartment. Transfer crew. Phil, you're going into here. And Bill, who I think is in there. Oh, nobody's in there, so Bill must be in here. Transfer crew. Bill, who is going into this one. Okay, now everybody is aboard, hopefully, down in here. Now, unfortunately, I should have done this between the streams. I just forgot. So we are going to need to just fill up our little runabout down here. So grabbing these tanks. Just filling them up. Oh, hello, Philip. Happy Halloween. We are not into the evening yet, where we are. And that one. Do a little time warping, making this go quicker. And this one. As you can see, like there's 8 of those fuel tanks up there. I'm going to be able to do a lot of filling up of this. Okay, I think that's it. If I'm not mistaken. Let's just go here, hit the liquid fuel. So all of these down this way should be full. They are. Okay, that's good. Monopropellant, I suspect they're fine. They don't need a lot. Oh my gosh, this is why I always end up putting a ton of tanks on it, because I think it looks good. And then, of course, this is the downside of all of these, is you end up making it a pain to transfer resources around. Let's take that off and grab one of these. Of course, you can get a mod like TAC Fuel Balancer, which makes your life easier. But I didn't. I'll put up with the stock, the pain of stock. See, there must be one that's not, because I got 5 down here, and I know I use symmetry, so there must be one down there that's not selected right now. Right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And one of these, let's aim our camera down here. One of these must be only part full. Might as well leave with completely filled tanks. There's the one. There it is. Okay. All right, and yeah, let's get these guys off to the moon. So I'm pretty sure I can just simply undock. We'll do a quick kind of survey situation. We'll back away here, toggle back on the reaction wheels. So this thing has its reaction wheels again. It is full of monopropellant, full of liquid fuel, full of electricity. So this thing is just perfect. And in the cargo, just make sure I got the cargo I want. I have some batteries, and I do have some repair kits for some reason. I also have some parachutes for some reason. Oh well, and we have Bill, we have Bob, we have Valentina. Am I not missing somebody? I think I am. Oh, nope, Phil's there. Okay, nope, we got everybody. All right, going to the moon. So we need to, this is where Kerbal Engineer is useful. We need to go back to stations, and we're going to select, actually no, we're going to get debris, because we're going after... Oh gosh, we got moon station debris. I think it's that one. I should really... Why am I scrolling out so far? Where's the moon? Yep, that's the right thing. So that's our target, that debris right there. Let's actually just put this on debris so that's all we see. There we go. Actually, let's turn off debris so we don't have to see all. That's what we're going for right there. That's that thing I want to deorbit. So, back to here. Let's plot a course for the moon. Where are you, moon? There we go. And we'll see how this works out. Now, polar orbits can be a little bit, they're a little bit more. Again, focus on the moon. So, maneuver, here we are. So again, because this is a polar orbit, the goal here is to first just kind of hit it. I'm bringing this in. Oh, this is going to work out pretty well. But you really want to come in so you're coming in right in the same plane as the target orbit that you're going for, which is actually, I got a small angle here, but nothing I can't deal with. If this is not the right angle. All you got to do is keep popping ahead orbits. And as the moon, I'll show you how this works. You can change that angle. See, now the angle is more. That's because the moon is moved further ahead in its orbit. And you can go along until the angle is really small. But you know what? I'm just going to go for it right now. I don't see any reason to wait. So I'm going to set this up. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Now, it probably has a lot to do with the fact that we just headed out there, so I'm going to rendezvous with that. This is a pro-brake burn that's coming up in about 14 minutes. It's probably on the other side of Kerbal, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. So what I'm going to do right now is just a little bit of a maneuver retrograde in the opposite direction of where I'll want to. And this is just done with RCS. And this is just so that we will be avoiding the station. That's all that's about. So, F5. Do I have to activate this engine? I do. Okay. And go there. So I should, in this, not be pointing at the station now. If I did that right. Okay, so I'm going to point you onto the maneuver node. Get rid of Kerbal Engineer here. We're going to send this off to the moon. What's being said? You need to crash debris far away from the seismic thing, because a 4 to 50% closer to it equals more percentage. So the better thing is to crash far away from it, which honestly, from a realistic standpoint, is what really does make sense. You kind of want to ring the moon like a bell, and you want to hit on the far side so it can detect the seismic waves going through the moon. That's how that works. I didn't know the game was real. I never trust the game to be that realistic, so that's why I was thinking closer. But you're saying further. The further you are from the seismic thing, so I'll remember that for next week. I want to be far away from it, not close to it. Thank you. Haven't done it yet, so that's good. All right, so 2, 1, and go. We are off. Check the contract. It says it in the contract, does it really? Collect 4% of 50% of the surface deployed seismic sensor science on the moon. I think that's all saying I've collected 4%. I need to get at least 50% to satisfy the contract, and so far I've only collected 4%. I think that's all the contract is saying. So my first attempt at doing it sucked. But I didn't know if I was too close, too far, or whatever. No, you need to be close to it. Okay. I thought you needed to be close to it, and I think the higher your speed, the better too. Let's do some time warping. This is a longish burn. Irradiating the station. No, the station was far enough away. It's okay. Radiation's all in here. Radiation stays well contained, does it not? Look at the lovely glow around there, by the way. Doesn't that look awesome? It's looking like it's just about ready to melt. Okay, take off the time warp, switch over to the moon. Oh, shoot. Just get on the moon. I just killed my throttle there for a bit so I can watch this from here. Lovely. And just like before, mid-course, we're going to I'm once again to the south of the equator, so I want to come a little... Oh, one thing you got to pay attention to. I'm going to the south, but what you really need to pay attention to, which way around is this going? And in fact, I can see right now I'm going the wrong way. I'll show you what I mean. So I am coming in this way, right? Going around in a counterclockwise direction, but our target is clearly in a clockwise direction, and you can tell by looking at your AN or DN. If I look at the AN there, it's 178.9 degrees out. So I'm actually have to go the other way. I have to come this way around. So that is such an easy mistake to make. So always be kind of cognizant of that. I have the scale up way too high. Oh, for goodness sakes. See, now you can see our relative inclination is 1.2 degrees. So be very, very cognizant of that. That's an easy, easy, easy mistake to make. As in, I have made that mistake. Okay. Again, going to try and get that as high as I can just with the timing. And then we'll scale it down a little bit. Should be around 50 kilometers because that's the orbit of the station. And I want to just tweak a little bit. Oh, that was way too much. Just to get my periapsis just... Yeah, so all of this stuff is all like on top of each other. The DN, the target indicator, and my periapsis are all on top of each other. That is like perfect. That will set up that burn nicely, and then we'll have to do a rendezvous. So that burn's coming up in 1 hour and 45 minutes, but to be quite honest, looking at the time of the stream, we have just passed the 2-hour mark, believe it or not. I think this burn is going to be what I'm going to start the stream off with next week. So next week what we'll do is we'll finish off with this mission. We'll crash that thing into the moon. We'll get these folks then over to the moon station. We'll get our scientists to start doing some work and hopefully generating some revenue for us. And then we got to think about getting ourselves a lander and getting ourselves towards having a base on the moon. All of that infrastructure still to play over the next couple of streams. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody that's in the chat. I want to thank everybody watching this at a later date. And as always, an extra special thank you to my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who definitely help to keep the lights going, or the lights on this channel. Have yourself a fantastic week, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Bye, everybody.